Guys, we are definitely in England. This is not Sydney. Definitely in England. And of course, it's for more T20 Blast stuff. Because we've got to absolutely dominate to be able to be selected for things. So anyway, T20 against Northamptonshire, who we've already taken on earlier on in the season. We're, of course, undefeated so far this year. This is Emilio Gay and someone, Dennis. Dr. Dennis, we'll call him, who are currently at the crease. We want to keep this as offside as we can. Like that, because that's where our protection is at the moment. Especially with these left-handers in the power play, which is where we've been at our best with the ball. That's in the air, and that's over the top, and that's going to be a boundary. Nice shot. But if outside of that ball, I can really find a way to keep them as tidy as I can. That's a nice little miss hit for no run. We should be okay. But I think the goal for us in the T20s today is to make sure... Well, that's good as well. There's protection. Is to make sure we score with the bat. I think we moved up the order a couple of episodes ago, or a couple of games ago, to sort of number 4. See if that's still the case today. That's off the toe, but I think it's going to go a long, long way for 6. Now, 13 from the over. It's none for 22. Oh, stump him. Yep, see ya. It was a full one. He's come down. He's missed a lot of the ball. The keeper's able to do a nice job to whip the bails off. Wicket. Right here. Just slow to react. Keeper does the rest. Hold on, Josh. Butler, 1 for 29. Oh, he's come down as well. That's 2 in a row. Oh, my goodness. We're on a hat-trick of stumpings, perhaps. Very first ball. This is the exact same delivery, everyone. The exact same delivery and almost the identical result. Baxter Cahill comes and goes for just one ball. Christopher Thomas comes in. He's a right-hander. Okay. Do I try and do the same thing to get a hat-trick? Oh, well bowled. Well played. One of these days we'll get a hattie again. Always come down the crease. Just the dot ball again. But after a really good start with the ball in this particular over. What's that? 5 dots in a row. So conceded 13 in our first over. Second over, he's going to be just the one that he's going to be conceded with 2 wickets as well. So it's 2 for 30 after 5. All right, now I'm very much in the prevent boundaries camp here. Because now that the power play's finished, that's what you want to do. Keep it tidy. You don't have to take a wicket every ball. That, of course, is exactly what I'm going to try to do, is not... obviously take a wicket every ball. As that's in the air. There's a man there. Should be out. It is out. That's what you do. You build pressure with dots. You have the fielders out there and say, well, if you want to take it on, do it. I've got 3 wickets. That's Thomas. That's, again, the new man. He's out for just 6. It's 3 for 35. The pressure was building. It continued to build. And it's just good stuff, isn't it? I've got 3 for 1 after my first over. He's got that to the leg side, of course, to ruin those figures. And he'll probably find a boundary unless this holds up. It is 4. That's another dot to end it. I've only got that one man in close, but he's done a good job this over. 4 and a wicket from the over. And the trend continues that if I bowl well, or if I bowl in the power play, I do a very good job. So I think that is the key, is just give me the ball early on and I will keep it tidy and I'll take wickets. Apart from the first over, of course, which went for 13. But since then, been a very good recovery. That's a little switchy hit. Just going to be the 2. Nice little tag team work in the deep. He's actually going to keep it to 1 because they didn't want to risk running 2. So that was absolutely good news. Dennis has had to see the carnage unfold from the non-striker's end. Gets himself another single here. So the last ball of my spell. Here we go. He's come down the wickets. Get it down the ground. There's a man down there. It's just going to be worth the 1. I'm going to end with figures of 3 for 22 off 4. Good stuff. Jimmy Anderson got a couple of wickets. And then our top order absolutely did everything. I'm sure they're celebrating somewhere. The camera guy cannot find them. Now, this is disappointing that I'm not getting the player of the game here, and it's one of our openers. Yes, Finn Allen, terrific game, 79 not. But my 3 wickets, I feel, set up the game to make it easy for you to do that. It's okay. 10-wicket win. On to the next. So here we go. We're coming in with the bat for the first time today. 2 for 91 for Lancashire. Oi. Get out of the way of that one. Almost a wide, but it was actually just a really good bounce. I didn't want to hook it first ball. Felt like that was a bit excessive. And we're currently going at a rate of 8.4. So if we can maintain that, that'd be absolutely ideal. Get ourselves off the mark with a single here. Hold the strike. 2 for 92. And then you got Dwarshuis coming in. There's a big gap at mid-wicket. And sort of get it in that area. Is there 2 here? Perhaps at Old Trafford. It's going to be a tricky 2. We'll settle with 1. Again, just to the onside. Again, just the single. And that's in the gap. That should be at least 2 this time. Could have been a boundary if we hit it a little bit harder, but finding the gap was the first priority. And now there's that big chance over cover. Oh, it wasn't pitched up. If it's pitched up, go over cover. It's not though, so we got to adjust. It's mishit. Possibly means you'll get 2. We'll just have to say no to that. That's not bad because that's the first time they've sort of left third without a man in the deep. And so if that's, because that's sort of the line they tend to bowl, is that like back of a length outside off stump. So if they do that again, oh, it was too full. I should have gone over cover that time. It's tricky to react quick enough, especially when you're taking a risk. That's better. This time it was in the same spot and we've hit it for 6. It's about understanding your strengths, where the gaps are. Can you hit them? Is he going to do it again? If so, you know where to go. If not, we'll tuck it away for the 1 and say, Joss Butler, you have a crack. He's currently 20 from 9. Interesting spin coming on. Couple of gaps over the offside. Yet I've picked out the one fielder who is there. That's disappointing. But again, it's that real back of a length shot. I like delivery anyway. I've tried to give myself room there. Like, pitch it up, please. No, again. Can't find the gap. The bowling's been good to the field. So it's been a struggle to find where to try and hit it. Like, that's literally a bouncer for a spin bowler. How am I playing that? That's a bit better. Gone back over the bowler's head and sort of deep long off was wide. So found the gap. It's disappointing. I felt like I'd played a good innings. It was a tough innings and just so many deliveries had been in that awkward position. I'd only had 3 boundaries throughout it. I did strike just over 100 as well. We'll see how we go with the ball. It's tricky when you don't exactly know your role. Whether it's to be that powerful hitter or to be the person who just sticks around. Makes it a challenge. And if they bowl well to you, it makes it very difficult. That's in the air. That's going to be runs. That'll be 4. Oh, how has he found the offside gap there? Again, nice. Oh, mate, what are you doing? It's gone in between your legs. He's been megged. I can't believe that bloke just got nutmegged off a ball that was going straight at him. Oh, see you later. That's real unfortunate for Pollock. I was going to appeal this. I realised it was going to turn down anyway, and then it just rolled onto the stump. Delightful. 4 for 66. Oh, and Luke Wood delivers to get us wicket number 5. So we're definitely, once again, looking like we're going to win yet another T20 game. We have not lost all season. Been extraordinary. Can't wait for us to choke it in the finals, but we'll, worry about that when we get there. Current run rate required is, I think, 12 and over. Better over than the first, although no wickets, so could argue it wasn't. Just 5 from it. Now, bearing any terrible circumstances, we should win this game. because it's 44 required, 42 required from the last 2 overs. So that first ball being a dot really makes it tricky for them. And another dot. So they need a boundary every delivery from here to win. That's going to be a boundary. 41 from 8. 41 from 7. Is that officially a 6 every ball now? And if this is anything but a 6, the game's over. It's a little edge. It's a dot. So we've gone on to win. Another victory for us. It was a 28-run one in the end. But again, it's just another big victory for Lancashire, who remain undefeated. And it puts us 10-0 at the top of Pool B. We've still got 6 games of the regular season to go. I think we're pretty much going to be qualified. Obviously if we win, I think it's 2 more games at least, we'll get through. Another game where we're going to be bowling first, so another chase that I'm sure our bowlers will have, or our batsmen will be ready and raring to go in. We're going to chuck on our prevent boundaries strategy here with the field, and that looks okay. There's obviously a bit of area going on here straight, there's a bit of a gap, so we'll see if he wants to take it on. And he's going to get an edge straight away. Cracknell, good start. It's a dot. It's quite a grassy wicket here at Lords as well. That's straight down the ground. Manny's there. It's also quite a uniquely shaped ground, very square. So boundaries are difficult to come by, and that is hit all the way sort of to mid-wicket. That's about where I was sitting for the Ashes earlier this year, around that spot where that boundary was. In case you're wondering, I was somewhere in this lower part of the stand for day 3, and then I was up the top of that big stand over there for day 5. It was a cracking event. And that's away. It's just the one. Oh, it's in the air. There's a man there. Should be out or 6. He's done well to actually keep it in the end. So he's dropped the catch deliberately, I think, to prevent it from being 6. Sometimes the AI are smart. That one, though, is going to be a big one. That is 6. So I'm not going to get through a full 4 overs here. At least I don't think I will. That's swept around the corner of the field. No one's even going for it. None of the fielders even bothered. And this is probably our first really threatening opponent. Middlesex piling on the runs. There's another boundary. That rate, 9.16 at the moment, so I'm not alone in being dispatched. That's a huge switch hit. That's 4. So they've turned to both me and Jimmy as the leading wicket takers for our side to try and break this pair. That's in the air. Surely the man underneath it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You've had an eternity to get into a better position than that. Oh, that should have been a wicket. This time it should have been a stumping. Josh Butler's not paying attention. What we can't afford to do here is concede a boundary off the last ball of the over. And this one is in the air, and surely this time... Oh, he made it look harder than it was, but it is a catch. 3 and a wicket from the over. Big fist pumps. Excited for that one. Tell you what, there was just a huge area of concern. Just look at him, he was so off balance in the deep there. It was Jimmy, and he realised, oh, thank goodness I've taken the catch. We've got Holden out for 74. It's 4 for 165. Luke Wood back into the attack, and they're going to let me bowl the last. But we must have got the other bloke out as well, because they're obviously 5 down. They were 3 down before I took the wicket, but 2 new men in at the crease, and they're both going still. And a relatively good strike rate. Ray White, he's hit a 4 every ball. At least that's what his strike rate would suggest. That's not going to be that. Whipped. And the 1. So that'll end the 20 overs. 191. This is probably the biggest challenge we've had so far. So it's 112 from 65. I feel like we haven't been as effective with the ball, with the bat as we could have been, but we'll probably have that opportunity today. 11 overs or so to bat. In with Phil Salt. 2 for 81 after the wide. Oh, flying through. Just got to get myself in here off a couple of balls because I've got time. The run rate is obviously 10 and over. I don't have that much time, but still got to get myself in. To start the innings off, if we can at least go to run a ball to start off. And then accelerate towards the back. Little edge, it's going to go to ground, but Salt's going to run through. We'll get the single anyway. I'm off the mark. And now Pakistan's best, Shaheen Shah Afridi. Round the wicket. That is a wide. It has to be a wide. It is so wide. Oh, it's a thick edge that time. Gee, it's just such a dangerous angle that Afridi's bowling. He's the left armour, super wide of the crease. And I can't get him away. Oh, my goodness. And could this be our first loss of the season? That's got it. That's a wide. What a terrific over this has been. And this will be the end of Afridi. He's bowled 21. None for 21. I'm going to get a run here to end it. I shouldn't have held the strike there. We need 100 off the last 9 overs. But Afridi's bowled out. So that's not the end of the world. Jeez, is Salt playing on a different wicket to me? Because he's hit 53 from 26. Oh, that's in the gap. That is 4. So there's my first boundary, finally. Get into the innings, mate. Oh, I've given myself room and I've chopped it towards the man out there. We're just going to get the 1. I'm sure this statement will be outdated by the time I say it, but there was a couple of days ago, England played the West Indies. It was the 3rd T20. Phil Salt made 100 in that. And then Harry Brook went on to absolutely dominate that game. I think he hit 35 from 7 balls or something. And they needed 21 off the last over and he went on to win it for them. So that was incredible. So Salt today is obviously doing that. If I can play the Harry Brook role, that'd be terrific as well. And all 3 of my boundaries have come from hitting behind square on the offside. No, that's not a boundary. It's just the 3 runs. Salt's going to come back. And at least I'm striking over 100 now. And Australia's Chris Green. I mean, he doesn't play for Australia, but he is an Australian. Comes in with some off spin. Oh, and that fielder's let it go. What's he doing? It was right at him. That's twice we've had that in this video today where the fielders have been absolutely nutmegged. It's not his fault that the fielder was rubbish. 21 from 17. Oh, it's probably a wide there. Should have been a wide. So that required rate is around about 9 now. It's definitely under 10. So Salt has done a terrific job at dragging us back into this game. Let's make sure we get him on strike as often as possible. I'm thinking hit it over the mid-off. Tie, but it's far. Is it all the way? Yeah, I think it is. That's 6. Yeah, that's right out of the screws, that. So you see the ball flying out of here. That's a big time 6 for me. Needed it. 36 from 23. And again, same results. 6 more, I feel. Same area. It's one of the longer boundaries as well, I think, that shot. Huge. So 6 and 6 to start the over. If we weren't in the box seat yet, we are now. And then short, I've pulled it. I think it's in the gap. Just bounced. Just the 1. Now that required rate is down to 8.33. We're looking, where's the gaps? Over cover, perhaps, because Chris Green is at a deep point. You can go straight over the bowler's head as well. I think I've definitely nicked it and been stumped here. So that's never good, but we're out. I had a good over the last one. But yeah, nicked it. Pretty sure we're outside the crease as well. It's disappointing I couldn't finish the job. I'm out for 36 from 26. It's 4 for 167. Luca Drake in. We need 25 from 17. So actually both myself and Salt are out, which means Butler and Drake, we're going to have to do the damage. That's a dot ball. So we're down to the last over. It's just 6 required from 6. Liam Livingston on strike. He gets an edge. They'll get at least 2. Turn, boys. No, just the 1. That's probably smart. Josh Butler, he's hit a boundary every ball so far. Can we get it done? Gone in the air, over the top. It's going to be a boundary, which means it's just 1 to win. The game is tied. And the challenges, they come and go. But one thing remains the same. Lancashire run out victorious. They move to 11-0 in this competition. They just don't lose T20 games. But before we get off for today's video, let's just have a quick look at our selection status. Obviously, the T20 World Cup, we're a long way away from that in terms of being selected. We're getting attention for that India tour of Australia, as well as the Ashes and a lot of other Australian series in the tests. We are getting attention. We're only being considered for that Irish tour. We're still expecting selection for the rest. But we're still fair way off a lot of these things. We're a big chance, I think, at playing in a number of them. Oh, and we've actually only got 3 more games. So I know it says 16, but you obviously only played 14 games. So we're 11 out of 14 games, and then there will be some finals. So we've got 3 to go. Lancashire versus Leicester versus Gloucester versus Glamorgan. That'll finish us off, and then we'll play the final. I think it's 3 knockout games, a quarter, a semi, and a final. If we can go on to win that, we'll win the T20 Slam. I can't remember what it's called. The Vitality Blast. So we put a lot of work in here as our player. We're 80 overall now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you next time. More T20 action coming your way.